Hey everyone, how are you? I hope you're absolutely right. So, today we'll be talking about conditional statement in C++. In the previous video, we talked about operators in C++, and in this video, we'll be talking about conditional statements in C++. So, have you ever withdrawn money from an ATM and it instantly tells you whether the PIN is correct or not? So, how it works? Let me just explain you. So, let's take an example. So, it takes our PIN like this. In PIN equals to the input you gave, so it will be considered as, so it will be defined as 0 or something, and then it will be taken as say in PIN, right? So that's how the ATM takes your input and then it checks for it in its database, right? So they check if your input PIN is equals to, it means that it is equals to or not, right? So it is equal to the PIN present in database. If that's the case, it will just show you to the, or it will just return you the money, right? Or you can just enter the required money. And there is one more condition, else in this case it will just return you incorrect PIN, right? It will give you a string that will be a incorrect PIN. So that's that. If we take the example, so we have so it goes from here start, and we check for if condition. Then if the condition is false, we will return the else body. Otherwise, if it is true, we will return the if body. So let's go to definition. Because of conditional statement, we are able to make choices just like we do in real life, right? If we take a real life example, if it is raining, right? If we take about raining, if there's raining, if there is rain, then you will take your umbrella, right? You will take your umbrella. Else, if there is no rain, then you will go without umbrella, right? So that's how it works. In programming, we need the same thing, decision based on condition. So we have different type of statements. So the if statements checks the condition. If it's true, it runs the code inside. So let's take an example of if, or if you just remove the else part here, we just consider if here. So we can say, let's take this example. We have and marks equals to 60, and we are checking on this line if marks is greater than or equals to 50. So can you check it if that's the case here or not? Mark is greater than equals to 50. Yes, of course it is right. So we will just print the pass thing. So it consider this as a grade system. The next one is if else, right? So in the if else condition, we can say, we can take an example. So in this example, as you can see here, we have marks equals to 40, and we are checking if marks is greater than equals to 50 or not. If that's the case, we will result, or we will print pass. But here it is not. So marks is less than equals to 50, right? So in this case, we will go to the else block. So if the if a statement is not executed, then we will go to the else block. Only and only then we go to the else block. If in this case, if the marks was, like, if we refactor this code and we say if marks is greater than equals to 30, then cout pass. Then in this case, it will just execute this line and it won't go to this else block. Okay. So, but in this case, we have marks is greater than 50. but the initial marks is 40, so it won't execute this line. So it will go to the else block and it will print the fail string, right? Then the third one we have if else if ladder, right? So in this what we have, we check if you have multiple condition like grading ABC. So you might be aware of the grading system. So let me take an example. So in this example, as you can see, so consider it as your some exams marks, and you got 85 marks out of 100, and we are checking if marks is greater than equals to 90, then we will print grade A, right? But in this case, the marks is 85, so this block will not execute. So it will go to the next one. Else if it will check if marks is greater than equals to 75. Is it the case? Yes, this that's the case. So it will return grade B simply. What if the marks is not 75, it is 65? Initially, if we take an hypothetical example and the marks is 65, then it won't 65, then it won't go to this loop and it will return the grade C, right? And if we again take one more hypothetical situation, in this we have marks equals to 30. Let's consider that you got 30 marks in your DSA exam. So it won't execute this time. It will go to the last part, this else part without else. So it will be, you will be fail on that. So yeah, that's how if else if works. And if we talk about the fourth one, that is a nested if. Nested if. So let me take one example. So if you talk about nested if, so let me take one example, then you will understand it easily. So nested if, you can just say nested if, right? So let me take one example, this one. If we talk about this, so we have input pin and we have balance something, right? We check if pin is 1, 2, 3, 4 and the input pin is 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, it is right. It will execute that and it will go to the next condition. So this is balance. So it is called nested if because there is multiple ifs. So we have one if, then under this we have again another if, then we can have another if like this. So it goes like this. So the flow of condition is like this, right? You can memorize this thing. So after this, we will check for the balance. And we check if balance is greater than equals to 1000. So there is one condition and there is again another condition. So if that's the case, we will just print it transaction successful. But if that's not the case, if let's consider this as 500. If your balance is 500 and you are trying to withdraw 1000 rupees, then this won't execute and it will go to the else block and it will return insufficient balance, right? But if the pin is incorrect, right? If you by mistake you write 1235, so it won't execute this one and it will just go to the else block of this part. And there is one more thing, and that is switch block. Let me explain why we use switch block. When you have fixed choices, like a menu, right? Switch is cleaner than multiple if else. So you go to a restaurant, and this, for example, you go to a restaurant and you take the menu, and then you have some limited choice, right? You have some teas, you have some coffee, so you have to choose among them. So let's take an example. This thing, okay? We are creating a integer choice. So this is a variable, as you know, and we are printing enter one for tea and two for coffee. Okay, so we have tea and coffee. In the counter, you saw a screen in which there is written 1 and 2. And it is written it is for tea and this is for coffee. So you don't have to use if else on this, right? Want to drink tea, you will click 1. And then in the switch case, the choice will go like if you take the choice 1, so switch should be like this, switch 1. So the choice will be 1, and then inside it, it will check for this. Like if you choose 1, then we will go to deselected, right? And then it will return your tea, cup of tea, or the order will be placed. And then we have to use one line here, that is break. Take this case and won't further execute it, right? So let's take an example of it in the VS Code, and we will understand it in more depth. So let's check the code part. So in this, we have taken a in choice, and then we are printing food menu. So we have burger, pizza, pasta, and the fourth one is exit. If you don't want to buy anything, you can just press 4 to exit, and then you will be asked to enter your choice. Then we have switch case. In this, we have taken a choice. This choice will be taken from you, the user. And then we have different cases, right? For every dish, we have one case, like pizza. For case 1, we have pizza. For 2, we have burger. For 3, we have pasta. And 4, we have egg. So let's just run it first, then we'll explain you. We have asked to take a choice. I'm interested in pasta, right? So I will write 3 and then I will enter it. So you will see you selected pasta, price is 149. It can be dollar or rupees. So yeah, I write the case 3 and I got this string. You selected pasta, price 149. What if we don't have break on this statement? Right? So let's again run it. Again I will write 3. And then as you can see, this statement, the case 3 statement were executed like this. You selected pasta, price 149, and then the case 4, unfortunately, this also work, right? Exiting menu, thank you. Why does it work, right? Because we have to use a break statement after every case. If we won't use break statement, then it will execute the next case, right? So like if we talk about the case 1, if we take this and we write 1, and you will see you selected pizza, price 1, and you selected burger, price 99. So it will go to the next section also. So like this. So if we remove break from every statement, it will just execute line by line. So conditional statements are everywhere. Like we do in login checks, in payment verification, in grading system, in everything. We use the conditional statements. So to make our code more logical, we use these conditional statements. And so now you know how to use if, else, and switch to make decision in your code. In the next video, we will learn about loops to repeat tasks automatically without writing code again and again. So like and subscribe if you are following the series.